Hi, this is Jonathan from Clever Tiny Homes. In this video, we're going to talk about what's going on underneath the trailers, particularly how we seal underneath your home from rodents and bugs and water and air and all the things so we can create a tight building envelope, not just on the roof, not just on the wall, but also in an environmentally friendly way underneath as well. So if you watched in our other videos, we've talked about how we use 2x8 subfloors and fully roughed in plumbing, which means that none of the plumbing or anything's hanging out below the trailer. That's really the key point. But it leads to the question, well, what is underneath the trailer? How are we sealing underneath your home? And it's actually an interesting engineering question, because if you think about what makes the ideal material to seal the underneath of the home, one, you want something that's sealed. It's got to be airproof, waterproof. You don't want insects, rodents need to not be able to get into it as it's going down the road for delivery. You don't want chemicals to mess with it. So you want a really, really robust material. At the same time, it's not structural. There's no weight on that. There's very little water coming to it. So at the same time, you don't want to waste a lot of material or a lot of weight. We want something that's kind of environmentally friendly and relatively light. So that's why we use this really cool material that is effectively a type of corrugated polypropylene. So polypropylene is one of these plastics that, and a lot of this is made out of recycled material, but polypropylene is one of these magic plastics, right? It's super robust to pretty much everything. Water penetration, air penetration. It's very hard for any kind of insects to gnaw on a flat paddle like this or rodents or anything. So nothing's getting in or out of this. It's very strong structurally where we want it in terms of penetration this way, but you can also get it to be very light. And so that's why we like it. It doesn't waste a lot of material, but it's very, very robust for the application what we use. And what I've got behind me, these are all our subfloor segments. So these are all subfloors that have been made in our factory and are ready to be dropped into one of the trailers on our factory floor. And you can see that on the bottom of the subfloor, we pre-apply this polypropylene panel to provide it. And then we go a step beyond, because again, this is all about airproofing and waterproofing and creating that really tight building envelope. So wherever there's nails to attach it, we put a little sealant over to seal up all the nail holes. There's tape and caulking to make sure it's a fully continuous sealed barrier, but also is something that the things you don't want to get in are not going to be able to get in. So that's how at Clever Tiny Homes we have underneath our carrier that's of our homes that is very, very clean. It's robust to all the kind of things you don't want to get into your home, but it's also, we're not wasting a lot of material and weight on something that's not structural. And the key there is using the magic of this kind of engineered polypropylene sheets and installing it in a very robust way. So that's just a little look at how we use smart materials and thoughtful design to build a really high quality home at Clever Tiny House.